Do like a robot or something while we wait.
Yeah. I just feel like I'm being interrogated. I have the Death Star behind.
Just wait till Kaylor starts talking.
I was gonna say you ain't seen nothing yet. I'm just getting myself all focused. So
Dialed in.
it's coming. Welcome to the Business Over Beer Happy Hour, a daily dose of support for business owners, entrepreneurs, and people passionate about what they do. Hosted by Ben Surratt, Jonathan Kaler, and Jason Knope, it's time to grab a beer, enjoy some cheer, and join together.
We're live. Hey, and we're a minute early, everybody.
Wow. It's a
That
new
is
era.
Awesome. And it's Friday, and it's happy hour, and I'm staring at some beautiful looking people, some cool people. But right now, there's only one person I want to talk to, and that is Mr. Bangles, Mr. Respect the Hair. Some people call him the Space Cowboy, but no. We call him Spartacus. Mr. Jonathan Kaler. Hello, Jonathan. Happy Friday.
Well, hey, Benjamin. Happy Friday to you. Friday happy hour. It's my favorite happy hour of the week.
Dude, could you just stand up and show? Because your mic is like right in the... Yeah, there you go.
Representing a new era for the Cincinnati Bengals.
How do you feel today about that?
Well, you know, in this time of quarantine, in this time of grief and sadness and uncertainty, we're all looking for a little hope. And I'll tell you, with the #1 overall pick, getting a new franchise quarterback, there is nothing but hope. I am sure those hopes will be dashed in a few months. But for today, it's all about Who Day.
Who Day.
And excited for the future of my hometown team. And speaking of excited, we have got the gift that keeps on giving. He's the gangsta of Hazeldale, Jason Knope. Welcome to Friday Happy Hour, my friend.
How you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Yeah,
How is life on the Superstar Destroyer today?
It's a little rough, a little bumpy. Went through an asteroid field, kind of caused some problems. But other than that,
The rebel scum.
exactly. Yeah.
Pretty typical Friday, you know, for the dark side.
You know.
What can you do?
Yeah. Hey Ben.
Yeah.
We got a few people here with us today.
We do. We have the crew from Life Force. What's up, everybody?
Life Force what, Ben?
Life Force Chiropractic.
What, Life Force Donuts? Life Force Uber drivers?
Yeah, we're getting close to May. May the force be with you.
Yeah.
There you go.
May the Life Force be with you.
We've got the light, you know?
Holla.
There you go.
That's right. We got the dark side of Knope.
Yeah.
And the
The
light
side of Life Force.
of course, is Life Force Chiropractic. Hey, guys, thank you so much for joining us on Happy Hour. This is the first time we've had 3 guests. We've had 2 guests a number of times, but this is the first time we've had 3. So why don't we do a quick round robin? Why don't you guys, we always start with getting into your business. So I'll let whoever wants to kind of give the 50,000-foot view of your business and what you're into, but why don't you start with just some quick introductions of yourselves?
Oh, I'm Dr. Kyle with Life Force Chiropractic.
Yeah, Dr. Cody.
Hey, I'm Dr. Tiffany. I'm the only lady here with this trifecta.
Keeps
Well,
us in line.
Between a lady and
Hey,
not, so.
I was talking about Kaler, but
Hey, man.
We're chiropractic.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, Knope. So tell all our viewers just a little bit about Life Force Chiropractic.
Yeah, so we opened coming up on 2 years here in May, in the east side of Vancouver. Dr. Kyle and I are brothers, if you can't tell by the resemblance, right? And so moved out here from Wisconsin, and then Dr. Tiffany is my fiance. We met in chiropractic school and moved out here, not really knowing anyone or knowing a whole lot, kind of jumped off the cliff and went with it, and opened up on 164th, and just seeing tons of families and a lot of really awesome people and a lot of awesome healing stories.
That's awesome. And where are the brothers from? So we've got a whole connection this week that's going through all of our episodes. So where are you guys from?
Small town in Chilton, Wisconsin.
Nice.
This has been the Wisconsin week.
It has
at the happy hour for Business Over Beer.
Well, Ben, you've been embracing your roots lately, so I think that's good. That's healthy.
But that's why I got the Bears thing on
Well,
to get to these guys.
yeah. Awesome. Well, I can't wait to learn more about what you guys are up to, and of course how COVID-19 and the pandemic has impacted your business and how you're coping and thriving. But Ben, it is happy hour,
And I am thirsty.
You look it.
So I went to our friend at Ben's, and I got myself a Fort Side Brewing t-shirt time.
Nice.
Woo!
What is the origin of T-shirt time? I've not heard of that. What kind of beer is it?
Dry hopped Italian American Pilsner.
Wow. And what's the story with T-shirt time? Did they tell you why it was named that way, or does it say anything on the can?
Yeah, it does. Jim, Tan, Lounder, and Crush Crispy Boys.
Sounds like a bad beer.
That's what it says.
Hey, don't worry about it. We can always do it live again tomorrow. It's fine.
That's what it says.
You know.
That's what it says.
No, that's fine.
Yeah. So I'm gonna crush this. I'm gonna finish this one first, though.
We'll get
What are
after
you
it.
drinking? What are you drinking?
If I refer to Life Force Chiropractic as the Bits tonight, and of course we're the Bobs, I have Reuben's Brews Bits and Bobs IPA.
Whoa.
Reuben's out of Seattle. Of course, they're one of the great regional breweries. I don't think these guys have brewed a bad beer. They're fantastic. So, Bits and Bobs IPA. Oh,
And-
yeah.
Knoper,
Yes, sir.
what are you drinking?
I'm drinking that. Mount Tabor Brewing in Philida. I picked up some Hellas in a handbasket.
Whoa. And what are you three drinking?
Starting you.
Yeah. So I got the world famous New Glarus Spotted Cow, straight from the land of cows, Wisconsin.
And so most people don't know this. Those of us in the Midwest certainly do. But New Glarus Spotted Cow is a bit of an institution,
It is.
particularly in Wisconsin, but I think in the Midwest. I mean, that's a rare find. So that's awesome that you've got that on the show. Very cool.
And Tiffany, what are you drinking?
Yeah, I am drinking the Citra Leaf Pilsner. Got it over at Final Draft, and it's coming out of Bellingham, Washington.
Nice. Does that say Chuckanut Brewery?
It does. Yes, it does.
Awesome.
That is awesome.
And I've got just a little Kolsch going on here.
Ooh.
Very cool.
It's from Final Draft.
Trying to see which one it came from, but from Final Draft.
Wow, look at this.
Nice pour.
We'll take a minute here. Got a lot of people watching, so just hello to everybody. Linda and Brittany and Angie are all on. Your Aunt Kay is on again. Ben,
Hey, Auntie Kay.
Rob Davenport, welcome to the show. And one of our top fans, she's very proud of being a top fan, Lori Kaler. No relation. No relation.
Sounds like
She asked the same question I did, Cody. How did you get a hold of that beer out here? So
Yeah, secret connections.
he wasn't willing to tell me either. So
Prost.
prost, everyone.
roast.
Happy hour.
So before we continue, I got a Final Draft gift card for the people who answer this question or this riddle correctly. What do you bury alive and dig up dead? Please put your response in the comments. First one to get it right will win this Final Draft gift card. Actually, I got it from Lifeforce. So, boom. Awesome.
They are definitely the light side of the force.
They are totally.
For sure.
So how have you guys been? We talked a little bit before we started, but how has business been since this whole COVID-19 thing started?
Yeah, figuring out day by day. I think like many of us here, probably some of you listeners too, moment by moment sometimes. So, hand sanitizer out the max and some Clorox wipes to disinfect everything, and then following up by some lotion. Nice and moist.
So are you guys still able to see patients?
Yes. Yep.
You have any restrictions on the patients that you're able to see?
Definitely, they're wanting us to keep it more to the people with acute issues. And the big thing, as far as us being part of that essential group, is to keep people out of the ER room, right, for chronic issues or pain, discomfort, things like that. So coming to us as a first line of defense that way. So that way it keeps the emergency rooms and whatnot open for anybody that might have COVID symptoms or just not overwhelming the staff there in general.
Gotcha.
Have any of your clients brought up any concerns about getting sick, or have they pretty much been understanding and just living it like you day by day?
Yeah, I'd say some people have expressed concerns, and I think there's a lot of fear going on. And so a lot of people have fear, and they're just ask us a little more questions on it, like what are our thoughts, our views, and what are we doing right, preventative, to make sure that they're taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, everyone knows what's going on, right? I hope at this point no one's under a rock yet, and so realizing that and addressing people where they are and helping them as best we can.
Totally. But like I was saying before we went live, is that you guys are pretty clean anyway. So what things are you doing to, I guess, make sure that your client's health is even, you always have concern over your client's health, but is there anything new that you're doing for cleanliness or?
Yeah, believe it or not, there's a couple things. So 6 feet. So we took out a lot of chairs from our lobby, and they're all spaced 6 feet apart. And usually it's been beautiful lately. So our doors are propped open. Nobody has to touch those. And then our practice members get to sign in with these handy devices of the cell phone. So that like you would scan groceries at the store, and that eliminates a lot of contact. But then cleaning every 30 minutes and trying to make sure that no more than 5 patients at a time are in the office.
Yeah. And then before and after each adjustment, lots of Clorox on, Clorox off.
Yeah.
On the tables, making sure we have everything clean and sanitized that way.
So if you're maintaining 6 feet, are you guys like Jedi mind trick adjustments? Is that kind of how that's going? That's a pretty good gig. Maybe I could get into that business. I'm good at that. I'm good at that. I don't have to touch anybody. That's easy. Oh, you still got pain? Well, come back again next week. No, I kid. I'm kidding, of course.
Yeah. There's definitely variations of that we actually have to be within 6 feet. But yeah, as far as anybody else within the office,
sure,
there's never more than one person in the waiting room unless they're family that are coming in together, and obviously they're together all the time at home and stuff that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Our interaction's a little closer than 6 feet with our patients when they're on the.
Of course.
Have any patients expressed any concern about being within that distance while you're giving them adjustments at all?
No, to be honest,
no. Not from us. Some of them, the concerns typically expressed before they come into the office, and then kind of share what we just shared with you, what we are doing. Yeah. And for the most part, that's been really sufficient for everybody. And if anybody really has an issue and they still want to come in, our cool thing about our setup is we have an extra room kind of around the side it's an adjusting room, but it's an accessory adjusting room that we don't use on a day in and day out basis. And so anybody that really has that heightened concern, we make sure we respect that and put them in that room where it's very, very minimal contact. It is very much an in and out sort of thing that way for them.
And so have you guys just kind of gone, aside from all of the you know, the extra cleaning and the extra distancing, you know, what's different just about sort of your day-to-day operations? Have you seen a downturn? Have you seen an uptick? Like, how is the health of your business compared to pre-COVID? And then what are some ways that your operations have changed, either for the better or the worse, into this thing?
Yeah. I would say at first we had a lot of people maybe restricting time out of their home for any reason, including grocery stores. As this has progressed, we're seeing more people come back to their appointments. So that was a change right away. Our elderly population, we're still not seeing the majority of them because they're in their homes and their children are bringing groceries and that sort of thing to them. So those are two of the biggest things that we've seen. And then we're huggers. We're touch people. We like to greet people that way and say goodbye that way. So some of our practice members or our patients stop and then we like air hug. So that's been a mission for us. So a lot of them have said that they're excited when, you know, COVID is finished, that they can actually give a hug again. So that's been kind of strange to transition into.
Yeah. Lots of air high fives going on, things like that. Kinds of good stuff. I'd say, yeah, so what Dr. Tiffany said, definitely this last week, a pretty substantial uptick for what, into this a month now. Definitely pretty substantial uptick that way. Probably the biggest thing that impacted us is we do a lot of community events on the weekend, and with this, right, they have those canceled out, any event bigger than 250 people through the end of July now. And so that's probably the biggest thing that's going to contribute and probably to be a little bit of a handicap to the business, because that's our ability and our chance to get out and talk chiropractic, talk health, talk wellness face to face with people. And so that'll probably be the biggest hurdle to overcome for a while here for the foreseeable future. The nice thing is, though, is we know it's there. It's not something that they're just going to spring up. We know that's kind of the situation through July. And so kind of tailoring our marketing and different things that way and providing different avenues and information to people around that. So, and we were kind of into the digital side of things ahead of time. So that's honestly been a big gift for us. Being involved in the community is something that has kept us top of mind through this all, which has been a huge thing. We're extremely thankful, number one, that we do have that footprint in the community for not being here for a long period of time. So we've been really blessed that way.
One of the questions that I had for you, and I was just like, I don't know how you would answer this or help these people, but people who have like pain that you've seen and they're your clients, but they're like they're the ones who shouldn't be out. Have you been in contact with any of those clients, and what are you telling them? Are you giving them tips on how to stay, you know, healthy with their chiropractic needs?
Yeah, I'd say everyone, unfortunately, is a case-by-case scenario. So we're calling quite a few people frequently, just checking in with them every week, every other week. Because a lot of the people, to be honest, they're at home by themselves. So they definitely appreciate that phone call where we get to reach out and say, hey, we're just checking in, seeing how you're doing, how the body's doing. And then from there, addressing any concerns they might have. And if there's something we can tell them that's nice and simple they can do at home, absolutely. Give them that advice.
The biggest thing that we've seen with patients who are at home now is they're working at home now. So they had a beautiful office desk with an ergonomic chair, and now it's more of the recliner or the couch or the, or the kitchen table. So that's been the biggest thing that we've tried to encourage people lately is, hey, your kids are home and you're home. So remember, if your kids are alive and breathing, let's have some grace with yourself. That's the big step moving forward.
hang on, let me just... Yeah, they're still good. All right. Okay.
Hey, you're doing great. If they're still breathing, you are doing great. Some of the parents have taken on that stress of being the teacher as well. So I'm given a lot of advice from parents to say, hey, they're all right. And then as you're doing your work, let's make sure that we get up and walk to the bathroom or walk to get some water every now and then. Keep the body hydrated.
For sure. I was just thinking like, because our kids go to you guys, as you know, and you've helped them so much, especially our daughter. Kind of give us a a little bit of what chiropractic can do with children and kind of, just with kids and children.
Yeah. I'll take this one because I'm the one that says this all the time, but I tell everybody that we have to eat, sleep, and poop no matter what age you are. So if you're not doing those things well, or it's been a while since you remember that they were pretty regular, it's time to get a checkup.
That's a great name for a book. You should write a book named that. That's brilliant.
Yeah, I'm gonna consider it, but yeah, I love it. All jokes aside,
They don't have kids yet. They don't know that book actually exists. See, for those of us who are parents, we're already laughing, but
I'll have to read it because I say that all the time.
you'll learn. Yes, yeah, it's actually quite a popular book. You should I'll send it to you. How's that?
Thank you, I appreciate it. But yeah, long story short is the braid in the spinal cord is kind of like the water hose that controls the body. And then we have these amazing small bones around it called the spine bones. So when they start to shift, it causes dysfunction or a kink in the water hose. So chiropractors, we're professional kink finders so that we can get those removed and allow the body to work better.
And I also want to talk to you about the mental health and the doggy. I talked to you about the mental health part of chiropractic because it also helps with that as well, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean the big thing, right, with chiropractic, with anything health related, when it comes to being with a doctor, physician, a therapist, whatever it ends up being, there's something to having someone in your corner, right? Having someone in your corner to help you through. Then I'd say kind of Dr. Cody's point with those phone calls and things like that, Dr. Tiffany's saying like the hugging, everything that way. There's a lot more to healing than a single facet. Health isn't a single faceted thing. And I think that's something that's extremely, extremely confused in our society, right? Everybody's looking for that silver bullet, that magic thing, that one thing that's going to make me healthy and maintain it. Well, health isn't something you reach and you get to sit on top of. And so with chiropractic, the way we approach our patients, the way we run the office and what we pour into it and meet them lightheartedly. And you know what, for a lot of people, I know obviously they'd have to say this, but we're like a second family to them. And that's our goal there, because obviously we're family. And so that mental piece of it, I know for a fact we have people come in, they're like, I've been to a lot of other chiropractors, therapists, different things, and they say, why I come here, hands down, is I'm wanted here, right? I'm wanted here, I'm appreciated here, I'm treated like a human here. And from the mental side of things, I think that's something that we really deliver on and strive to deliver on, right? And I know that's one thing I hear Dr. Tiffany say all the time, right? We're all humans, so let's act like it. And so.
Amen.
So how did you guys end up in this family business? So, you've got, brothers from Wisconsin, got fiance from West Virginia. You guys are on the other side of the country, land in Vancouver. So just talk briefly about that journey. So, how did you all end up here together doing this in East Vancouver?
Yeah, so I'm the oldest brother, right? And so as any older, younger brother situation goes, the younger brother always looks up to the older brother. And so from day one, Cody wanted to aspire to be just like me.
Sorry, I lofted that softball up right for you, didn't I? Sorry, Cody, man. That was not intentional.
Nah.
No, but for me, the story starts, our mom has multiple sclerosis, and we were a sick family from the get-go. Like, we just didn't eat well, didn't exercise, didn't do anything to maintain our health. When mom got sick, that changed very drastically for us. We ate organic before organic was cool, right? So you didn't know, do I eat the food in the box or do I eat the box, right? Decide for one from the other. And that really kind of perpetuated the reality that the body's meant to heal from the inside out, not from the outside in. And our mom's just been a great example of that simple truth, that simple fact. And because of that, I ended up going to chiropractic school. And then if you want to enlighten on kind of your situation, how you fell
Yeah,
into that.
so when I was a freshman in college, I actually wanted to be an orthopedic surgeon for some sick reason. I thought the idea of cutting someone open would be pretty cool. Ended up visiting my brother while he was at chiropractic school, and he was giving me a tour of the school. And then I swear, it was like a light switch as he was showing me some different things and telling me about how the body really heals from the inside out. That I was like, holy cow, like this is exactly like the way we were raised. This is what I've seen firsthand. This is exactly what I want to do. And then we were in the same class. I joke with people, she was the nerdy one in the front row, like raising her hand, asking questions. I was like, ah, she's good looking, but she's always asking questions. And I'm just like, geez, she talks a lot. I was the cool kid in the back, right? Taken back. But then
She'd be a great business partner, but
Yeah,
I don't know
no
if I want to spend the
joke.
rest of my life with her. I don't know.
our friend groups kind of collided, and then towards the end of chiropractic school, I always share this story too, is I goes like, okay, like I think she's feeling me, like I'm feeling her, like this is good, like awesome. And then I like presented the idea to her, and it just took her off. Like she's like, I had no idea. Like she's like, time out, like let me think about it for a week. Puts me on hold for like a couple days, and I'm like, all right, this is not what I was expecting, but all right. Came back, and here we are.
Yeah. Now you brought it. And
What has been the biggest, as you've only been in business for 2 years, 3 years?
Coming up on 2.
Coming up on 2. So what has been the biggest surprise as business owners?
Ooh, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
I would say for me, it's developing a team, because we were people who were a part of someone else's team. So being those business owners and developing your own team, respecting that they're people and humans, but they have a very different passion for your business than you do. I would say that's been the biggest challenges, meeting them where they are too, but still encouraging them that they're a part of the same mission.
I love that. Cody, what about you?
Yeah, honestly, it is. It's team. We did internships in like some of the most successful offices in the country. We got to see really just awesome teams working really well together. And you take it for granted, and then you got to build that team yourself, and you're like, oh, this is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Like here and there, and we'll be good to go. And but it's cool. You get to then learn different strengths that people have, different weaknesses, and like, oh, you're doing really good at this thing, like, and you're really good at connecting with these type of people. Like, let's have you hone in on that. And then someone might have a different skill, whether it's office or whatever it may be. So it's cool to be able to utilize those strengths within people.
Kyle, what do you got?
I think it was all kind of from the beginning, like our teamwork between the 3 of us was probably really the first thing that was a challenge. And it's just been really cool to watch that transition, because I mean, at the end of the day and where it all started, it had been probably almost going through school, and for Cody to get to the end of his school and everything, there was probably about like a 10-year gap between him and I, like actually having a lot of time together and spending a lot of time together, right?
You mean just as brothers?
Yeah, like in like this distance, right? Like in this capacity, right? Phone calls and stuff that obviously happened, and when I'd go home and stuff, or he'd come out and visit me, that would happen. But having that day in and day out interaction, obviously there's a communication there that needs to be redeveloped. And then Dr. Tiffany and I working on that, because the reality is, right, it was really kind of a shotgun thing. It was, hey, we're on opposite sides of the country, and then we're all of a sudden right here. And so I think developing this team and then letting that trickle into developing our team around us, and communication. At the end of the day, I think that's probably the most difficult thing, if it's between the top team, the entire team, and then even with practice members, people in the community. You know, your communication has to be crystal clear. Otherwise, going from point A to point B, it's a little hazy in between, and the end result isn't what you're looking for. So that's the biggest thing.
Kaler, that's the H2H experience,
Yeah,
man. 100%.
So chiropractic for a long time was not considered part of mainstream medicine. Has it I assume it's made some progress, but would you consider it still now part of mainstream, or is it still sort of outside of what we think of in our mainstream healthcare system?
Yeah, I think it's definitely kind of, as far as acceptability within society, it's overcome a lot of hurdles. I mean, the reality where a lot of that disconnection comes from is from the inception of chiropractic until I think it's 72. It's in the 70s, I believe, that the chiropractors actually got together and sued the AMA, because the AMA had a group of professionals that were out there to kind of essentially slander chiropractic. And so that's the big hurdle we as a profession had to jump over. And since they lost, the chiropractors won that lawsuit and the AMA lost, or the chiropractors won it, AMA lost it, that roadblock's kind of been taken down, and we've recovered from that pretty substantially. And at the end of the day, I think it comes down to communication. I mean, our big goal is to be out in the community, and I know other chiropractors in the Vancouver community do it too. Communicate what chiropractic is, and when people are clear on what you're doing and how you're helping them, I mean, you really transcend any of that stuff that's been built up over time.
If you have a philosophy of, the body healing from the inside out, how do you guys partner? Do you partner with other types of healing and other types of non-traditional medicine? I mean, is there any sort of like, I don't call it a networking group, but some sort of partnership that you guys try to find other non-traditional healing and non-traditional medicine and try to spread that message out into the community? What does that look like for you guys?
I would say that most of the time when people do come to us for more of those wellness checkups, like they would go to the dentist to get a cleaning, they come to us for a spinal checkup and spinal hygiene. They do want the massage therapist. They do want an acupuncturist. They maybe want a nutritional specialist, or they want more of an, like a DO or a naturopath. So we do work very well because usually if the body can't heal itself, then it needs some supplements. So they want the cleaner supplements, or, they want to know what exercises they should be doing with a PT or a personal trainer and those sorts of things. So a lot of it is face-to-face for us, meeting those individuals and really finding out what their mission is before we ever can refer. But in our office, we have a board in the back, and it's always in our hallway. And those have the business cards of a lot of those networking partners for us.
That's awesome.
Totally. And the fact that you and I think you put it well earlier, is that you really truly, all of your clients, I hate to call them clients, and I know you do, they're your family. And you can tell just when you walk in, and I've said this to you guys many times, you treat our children like they're your own. And it seems like really cheesy, but if you haven't experienced it, if you haven't gone to Life Force Chiropractic, just do it, and you'll know what I'm talking about for sure.
Thank you.
A couple questions from the gallery. First of all, my wife would like to meet your puppers. So I don't know if your dogs are still around. She wants an introduction to the dogs.
Remy, come here, buddy. Come here, bud.
You'll get to meet at least one of them.
Come on up. Say hi.
He loves to meet people. So this is Remy.
This is Rem.
Remy, hey baby.
Yeah.
Hey, baby.
And then more of an actual chiropractic related question. Brittany asks, what are your thoughts on neck health and head injuries / concussions being an underlying cause of muscular imbalance in the body? And do you work with those to correct those muscular imbalances?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Keeping it nice and light for you guys on a Friday afternoon. Thanks a lot, Brittany.
For my question and answer, I just dive in it. So anytime that there's been a neck injury, the neck muscles attached to the spine and the spinal cord. So all of us know in a whiplash, it feels like a whipped towel, and those muscles take a while to heal. So what also moves in that process is the bone structure, and the nerves are very much affected. The other piece is right here in the back of the head, because that small gushy part of the brain kind of smacks against the hard bone, and it's called the cerebellum. So balance and digestion are all affected from that. So long term, it might take, 5 or 10 years, but usually somebody will have those experiences of dizziness or headaches, or even a lot of acid reflux, honestly, comes from some of those injuries.
Really?
Yeah. So we go through and we dig up all of those injuries from people, and sometimes it's, an hour into a consult that they're like, I forgot that, in football practice I was unconscious for, 20 minutes. People just forget because they feel okay after that, and they continue.
I knew my acid reflux wasn't from coffee and beer. I knew it. I knew it. I'm going to Life Force Chiropractic. I'm getting a second opinion.
Proof.
You guys are awesome. And we do have a winner. Brittany actually won the riddle contest.
I was going to say, I think she won the riddle contest and the question of the day. So I don't know.
So this is yours, Brittany.
Congratulations, Brittany. Big winner.
Are you going to say on the air what the answer was?
Oh, it's a plant.
Ah.
I would have also taken a tree.
And also acceptable, canope. Also an acceptable answer.
Canope and a beer, right, Kaler?
Oh, always the answer. My go-to is always beer.
Hey, guess what, Kaler? Tomorrow morning I'm showing up at your house with a puppy.
Awesome. I can't wait. My wife will air hug you, I'm sure.
He's 11, but that's cool.
Awesome. Well, guys, this was really enlightening. It was great to have you on. Appreciate you taking the time. Obviously, you guys are running a fantastic business. I think your mission is clear, and we continue to wish you the best of luck through these circumstances, and just continue what you're doing. You guys are awesome.
Thank you so much for having us. This is the cool club. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Did you guys hear about the Biz Over Beer Challenge by chance?
I don't know if we did. The challenge.
Well, why don't you enlighten everyone, Canope, to the Biz Over Beer Challenge?
Well, the Biz
Remind
Over
everyone.
Beer Challenge is a weekly challenge that one of us, Taylor, Ben, or myself, puts out. And currently the challenge is shotgunning a beer. And if you choose to accept the challenge, you shotgun the beer. If you choose not to, you buy a gift certificate for a local small business, and you post a video of it on Facebook page showing that small business so that other people can see it as well. But then you challenge, 2 or 3, or we've seen some people challenge 10 people with the hashtag Biz Over Beer Challenge. I'm just curious if any of you would like to possibly attempt this challenge.
I would be happy to buy a $25 gift card to a local business.
That's awesome. Hey,
Yes.
that's even better. That's
it.
awesome. Do
It's
it.
great that you said Cody and Kyle were willing to shotgun a beer earlier.
We'll be waiting for those. We'll be waiting for those videos, doctors. Yes. Consider yourself Biz Over Beer challenged.
All right.
Hey guys, if people want to find out more about your business and Life Force Chiropractic, where would you like people to go?
Yeah, you can go to lifeforcevancouver.com.
Outstanding.
All over Facebook and Instagram. So I tell people, if you want to know the faces behind the curtain, that's where to go to see all of our real people, our real patients, and our real stories.
Very cool. Well, people can continue to watch this video on Facebook, but we will put this video up on our YouTube channel next Friday, as well as the recordings through all of our podcast channels and on our website next Friday. So look for that. And of course, we'll have the links to all of the beers that we're drinking, as well as the links for our friends at Life Force will be included in there as well. So please go check these guys out. It is well worth your time and health.
You guys are awesome. And when we have you on when everything gets back to normal, when we get you in the studio for the actual podcast, we want to know about the tornado.
Oh,
Wow. Talk about a teaser right there.
It is. And it's really good. Canope,
yes.
if people want to find business over beer, where do they go?
They go to our webpage, bizoverbeer.com. We've got links to all our social media handles there. We've got a page for watching, for listening to the podcast or to YouTube, and some bios about us and some people saying some good things about us, things like that. And then they can also come check us out on Happy Hour Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5:30 p.m. And why don't you tell them about this special thing happening?
Oh, this Sunday we have a special business over beer happy hour. Sunday, April 26th at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live. We will have Jennifer Hoff of Coin 6 News. And she is actually a Minnesotan. I can't say that.
God, you suck, Ben.
Minnesotan.
Minnesotan. It's not hard.
Minnesotan?
I'll fix it in post.
Whatever.
She's a gopher.
A gopher. Well, we're having a gopher, and she is awesome, and she's going to talk about how how her business, her industry has been impacted by everything. And I talked to her a little bit, and she's got some really cool things to talk about. So Sunday, the 26th, 7 p.m., Facebook Live, Biz Over Beer.
Awesome.
There you go. You guys, Life Force, we love you. We're going to have you back on for sure. Thank you so much. Everybody looking live, listening. Taylor. We love you guys. We'll talk to you later.
Business Over Beer reminds you to always drink responsibly. Our theme song is Alley Cat by Soul Shifters. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the next Business Over Beer Happy Hour. We're going to do it live this week? Oh, okay, great. How long have you been drinking, Ben?
This one is really strong. I was like looking at it, I go, oh my God, 8.3? Whoops.